Alright, coming off the great start, the jury is still out for how the rest of the season is gonna go. I'm excited, but after seeing this one, this might just be a throwaway. Alright, one thing we know is that Rick ain't in control no more. He is not a good father or grandfather. Rick has many enemies that he's accumulated over the years that he's been alive. We get that. We understand that. Shit. We love it because it makes for great storytelling, and they can always pull another enemy or obstacle out their ass if they wanted to. The creators have no need to work chronologically since we didn't meet Rick until he was already in old age. That's several decades not accounted for, and we gotta remember, Rick is the smartest man in the universe, probably the most wanted man in the galaxy. Looking at it holistically, that's more than enough to build around. The premise is perfect, and they've been taking advantage of that, but this ain't the route. This ain't it. The idea wasn't bad, but the execution took a circuitous route that leads to nowhere. So Rick made decoys that account for his family in different places. And so when they get destroyed by his enemies, the actual Smith family will get notified. Now they know that somebody's after them. This is yet another case of Rick proving that he hates himself. The enemy that he's trying to protect his family from is himself. Or I should say the enemies he needs to protect his family against are himself and the rest of his family, if that makes sense. This family is already dysfunctional. He has his family going around hunting different versions of themselves. So he got decoys that made decoys that are going around trying to kill other decoys. It's a decoy civil war. I think this might have went right over my head, but honestly, I don't exactly know why they're killing each other. Honestly, I don't even think there would have been a good enough reason to justify any of this nonsense in this episode anyway. You know what? I feel like I owe y'all an explanation, so I'm gonna go watch it again. It was even stupider than the first time I watched it. I still didn't fully get a reason, so I'm gonna just leave this here for y'all.
Looking at a possible Asimov cascade.
Sorry, what's happening?
I need an explainer too.
I'm pretty behind on this one. Car, can I get a whiteboard? When squids started killing decoys, decoys started checking their decoys and learning that they're making decoys. That's making them seek out and run into other decoys, making them realize they're decoys, making them start to kill other decoys.
So like I said, we go through 20 minutes of the family trying to kill different versions of each other. You can say they battling with the internal qualm of if I'm real, or you're the decoy, or if you're real and I'm the decoy. It devolves to a point where they don't even care anymore. To me, I'm alive, so I'm real to me, you're the decoy. It's pretty much how it goes. I hate the creators, but I always gotta applaud them. They do a great job of making this show frustrating and infuriating, but I wouldn't have this show any other way. Why I'm saying that is because we don't even know if this is our original Rick and Morty. Honestly, I don't even know if we have an original Rick and Morty. We think we know something, but in actuality, we don't know nothing. We don't know shit. This gives them the space and maneuverability to do whatever they want without having to make it fit canonically. But damn, trying to piece it all together gets me heated sometimes. More times than not, because of that, I'm usually singing their praises, but not in this one. Like I said, this ain't the route. This ain't it. This episode moves fast, and there's not really much to say about this one. The episode about the story train, it moved fast, probably just as fast as this one, but it had a lot to unpack, and it was entertaining to follow. After you watch it a couple times, you'll finally understand the full scope of things. But this one was a throwaway to me. I probably won't even remember it after this one, so I think it's forgettable. I'm really tempted to call it weak compared to other episodes. On to the saving grace of this episode. I believe I finally accepted Jerry for who he is, and for what he is. I talk about him a lot, but I think that's the point. I don't know what this show would be without him. Him and the Whirly Dirly Conspiracy, that's one of my favorite episodes, and it's because of Jerry being Jerry. I can actually make a case for him being more important or germane to the story than anybody that's not Rick and Morty. Watching him fail or cower or get killed brings a smile to my face almost every time. He's kind of like a puppy that you feel bad for, you feel sorry for. You don't respect him as a man of the household, as a father, as a husband, but we need him. I need him. But no matter how much you love that puppy, it still pisses you off when he decides to use the bathroom in an undesignated area, right? Alright then. He does not listen and he does not learn. He said one thing in a previous episode that sums it up perfectly.
I am a baby! I'm a baby now!
Even in saying all that, he saved this episode. The Wood version of him, we just gonna call him Wood Jerry, is the single most funny thing in this episode. Jerry is the only thing that made me laugh this episode. And this episode had Rick, Morty. Summer's sometimes funny. I like Summer, but she doesn't make me laugh. I like her moxie, her pizzazz. She ain't scared of nothing. She ain't scared of nobody. But this one, it's all about Jerry. Just Jerry being Jerry. Just Jerry fucking shit up. The post-credit scene was nothing short of beautiful. A masterpiece. A virtuoso.
Isn't that the virtuoso that you were looking for?
A chef's kiss. And by virtue of that little piece of joy they gave me in this mess they call an episode, I gotta get this one a D+. It pains me to do it, but D+. D-, actually. Now that I think about it, D-. I'm tempted to give it an F, but Jerry made it a D-.